morning. Again, my name's Jody Pritikin, and my business is Katz Consulting Associates. I learned early on in my legal career that almost all employment lawsuits were preventable. So I decided to dedicate myself in my career to teaching other businesses and their human resource professionals how to proactively plan for and consequently prevent lawsuits. And at about the same time, I decided to start a family. So I have 3 young children. And I know that being a mother is way harder than having a business. I came home the other day and my daughter met me at the door and she said, "Hi, Mom." She's 8. I said, "Hi, Olivia." She said, "Mom, what's sex?" And I went, "What?" I mean, how do I answer her? What do I tell an 8-year-old about sex? I've got to stall. I said, "Olivia, how do you know about sex?" And she said, "Well, Dad said you'd be home in a couple of secs and we'd have dinner." Right? But once my heart started pumping and I started breathing again, I realized that I probably could have handled that a little bit better. In fact, the next time my daughter asked me about that topic, I kind of want to know what I'm going to say ahead of time. And the same sort of holds true for what you do. Not that having employees is anything like having children, but when you have employees, there are certain inevitables that you can plan for. You know that your employees are going to have conflicts. You know that there might be a potential for litigation. And if you plan for it way ahead of time and think about what policies you can put into place, what procedures you can implement, what skills you can learn or you can help teach to your employees, all in advance, that maybe you can prevent a crisis or a conflict from turning into a full-blown lawsuit. So today we're going to focus on the inevitability of corporate rating in the company and how you, as a human resource professional, can help the company protect its assets. So today's program, we're going to cover what is corporate rating. We're going to talk about why you in HR are the key to protecting the company's assets. We're going to talk about how you can help protect the company's employees from going to competitors or raters, how you can help protect the company's trade secrets from going to competitors, and how you can help protect customers from going to competitors. Walmart sued Amazon in 2000 because Amazon hired about 5 of Walmart's employees. Big deal, right? Except that it just happened to be the 5 employees that designed and developed and implemented Walmart's sophisticated inventory system, something that Amazon wanted, right? So they weren't stealing the people, they were stealing their what? Right, what they knew, their trade secret information, their brains, okay? Why are you guys the key in protecting the company? I mean, you don't work 24/7, or you don't get paid to work 24/7. You're not there on the weekends to see employees carting off boxes of documents. You're not in IT, so you don't know if employees are downloading files to their stick drives and sticking it in their pockets and leaving, right? Why is it on you? Why are you guys so important in protecting the company assets?
Design and draft company policy.
Very good. I like it when you read the slides. Right. So smart. You guys, if you're not actually writing the handbooks yourselves, you're assessing them. You're helping to design and draft the key policies that go in the handbooks. You're here to learn what's the next policy that needs to be updated and how to keep your handbooks current, right? So you are instrumental in setting the rules. In Bancroft Whitney Company versus Glenn, the court said if there's unlawful means that accompany that solicitation, that's not okay. So Glenn worked for Bancroft Whitney Company, which was a legal publishing business, and he was approached by Bender Company, which was a competitor of Bancroft Whitney, and they asked Glenn to come work for them and help start their Western division. And Glenn thought, now that's a great opportunity. So he signed a contract with Bender Company and went back to work at Bancroft Whitney the next day. And he stayed at Bancroft Whitney till he quietly, surreptitiously recruited 13 members of their editorial staff. He said, hey guys, I know what you're being paid here, because I'm an officer of this corporation, so I know this stuff, and I'm going to get Bender to give you more money. And we're all going to leave on January 1st. Okay, so keep it to yourselves. And in the meantime, the president of Bancroft Whitney kind of got word that there might be a raid happening. So he came down and he met with Glenn. And he said, I think there's going to be a raid. Let's give everyone a big raise. So if a competitor comes over and wants to give him more money, they won't leave us. And Glenn said, hey, Prez, don't you worry. If there was going to be a raid, I would know about it. Right? There's no raid. And you know, you might want to give them a raise, but don't go overboard. Give them half of what you were thinking. And maybe sometime after January, we'll give them the rest. And on January 1st, what happens? Right? They all leave. All at once, all 13, and they go work for Bender. Bancroft Whitney sues Glenn and Bender for stealing their employees, and sues Glenn for breach of his fiduciary duty because he was an officer of that corporation. And the court said, yeah, you can solicit employees, but if you do it with unlawful means like Glenn did, that's not allowed. So today you learned what is corporate raiding. It involves the stealing of employees, trade secrets, customers, disrupting business, right? Why are you the key in protecting the employee? Because you're the ones who will probably know about it or notice if 15 employees are leaving on the same day, and you're the ones to be able to take action. You now know how to protect your employees from raiders by having the right provisions in your handbooks and reviewing the employee contracts with your counsel. You know how to protect your trade secrets from raiders. Make sure you document how much it costs to keep something secret. And you know how to protect your customers from going to raiders by teaching your employees about the difference between a solicitation and a professional announcement. So before you leave, I'm going to tell you a little story. I told you one about my daughter, so now you get one about my son. He's 10. He came to the carpool lane, got in the car at the end of school one day, and he had that look on his face. You know, the one where he knows he's in trouble. And I said, what happened? And he said, well, I got in trouble today at school for using a bad word. I said, really? I said, why did you use a bad word? And he said, well, sometimes I get so frustrated and I get angry and I just say it. And I said, well, that's understandable. We all get frustrated and we all get angry. But instead of saying a bad word, try saying something that's not so bad. You know, say darn, or say shucks, or my favorite one is dagnabbit. I thought we had, you know, an understanding. And then the next day he came to the car and he had that look on his face again. And I said, what happened? And he said, well, you know, it was take your pet to school day. And Billy was taking forever to show everyone his bunnies. And I was getting angry and I was getting frustrated. And I said, well, what did you say? And he said, well, I just said what you told me I could say. Damn rabbits. All right, so I want you to remember that story because now you know how to prevent the crisis of corporate raiding in your companies so that you'll put the right policies in place and the right procedures in place, and you'll proactively plan about how you'll react so that you won't have to scream out in anger and frustration, dagnabbit. Okay, thank you.